Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 7:13 a.m. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It is Monday, the 22nd of February, 2021. What up? Wake it up, wake it up. This morning we got Duncan. Let's do that, okay? Oh, yes. All right. Hope that you guys are blessed and having a good morning. See, some of y'all up already. That's what's up. Got a great interview coming up here shortly for you guys, so be sure to stay tuned. This is going to be a really good episode. But let's get into the news. First things first, Entrepreneur Boot Camp. Kane County Sheriff's Office, in partnership with Defy Ventures, is partnering up for a boot camp to help those formerly incarcerated individuals. So the virtual cohort starts on March 24th of this year. The Kane County Sheriff's Office has partnered with Defy Ventures for an entrepreneurship boot camp to provide intensive entrepreneurship training and personal development skills for formerly incarcerated individuals. Become an entrepreneur in training and EIT when you join the boot camp. Attendees will leave with an understanding of how to develop a business plan, access to startup capital, learn the basics of marketing, learn business finance skills, develop leadership skills, develop the foundations of business strategy, receive coaching from Defy's executive volunteers, receive a computer upon successful class completion, and qualify for Defy's Business Accelerator for ongoing support and training. Now, we posted this to our Facebook page, so make sure that you guys check it out. We'll also put it on our Instagram and Twitter as well. Shouts out to the Kane County Sheriff's Office. If you know anyone who can benefit from that information, please go to our Facebook page and share it, and share the information wherever you see it. Waubonsie Community College's Council for Access and Inclusion has been hosting a whole bunch of programming, virtual programming for Black History Month. So they've done some really great ones. The most recent was, let me see here. Oh, yeah, that's right. The most recent was And the Beat Goes On, the role of Black music in American pop. Now, tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m., we have From Slave to Criminal with One Amendment, viewing and discussing of the film 13th by Ava DuVernay. And then Thursday is Learning What We Don't Know, the 1619 Project and How Slavery Shaped America. All of the information about this can be found at their website, which is waubonsie.edu/CAI, and that's WAUBONSEE. And shouts out to Waubonsie Community College. Now, a great local organization called On Us is hosting Thankful Thursdays. Every third Thursday, they are providing chili bowls to hungry local residents. From 3 to 6 p.m. at 122 West Downer Place, the menu will include chili bowls, beef hot dogs, chips, and beverages. This is free to the community. Shouts out to the On Us organization. On Us is an acronym which stands for Our Neighbors United and Strong. All right, the League of Women Voters is hosting 2 candidate forums starting Wednesday of this week. The first will be the Alderman at Large Forum from 6 to 7 p.m., followed by Alderman forums for wards 4, 7, and 10. All forums will be on the League of Women Voters of the Aurora area's Facebook page and posted on their website as well. Get to know the candidates and who's running. We've got elections coming up here. Literally tomorrow are the elections for Township. We interviewed great folks with Township. Bonnie Kunkel, shouts out. Sherry Spears, shouts out. Alex Arroyo, shouts out. So many great people are running. Juan Reyna, shouts out. Lots of good people in the Township. But we did great interviews with these people and got to know a couple of them. So shouts out to all of the candidates who are running, and we wish them all good luck. There's also mayoral elections, as you may know, as well, taking place here in the city of Aurora with an April 6th deadline. We've got 2 candidates running against our incumbent mayor, Richard Irvin. The first is John Lesh. Oh, holy cow. My bad, y'all. The first is John Lash, and he is a former school board member, and he's running. And then we also have Alderman Judd Lofshe, who's running as well. So, good luck to everybody. All right. A wonderful organization called Clearbrook is hosting a virtual Friends Wine and Craft Beer tasting on February 27th from 6 to 7 p.m. Wine and beer packages will be offered from Church Street Brewing Company and the prestigious Martin Ray Vineyards and Winery. This will be a lot of fun for wine connoisseurs, and there will even be a silent auction. Clearbrook is a home and a family to over 8,000 children and adults impacted by developmental and intellectual disabilities. Get to know more about this awesome organization by visiting their website at clearbrook.org. They also have a Facebook page. That's where I was going with that. And this event has been shared to our Facebook page. Okay. So that is... Oh, hold on. That's not the news just yet. Hold on. All right. Saturday mornings, there is Zoom yoga going on, yoga at home with our friends at the Aurora Yoga Center. So it's $12 to register. It's from 8:30 to 9:45 a.m. from 10 to 11:15, and it's great. So shout outs to our friends at the Aurora Yoga Center. Their email address is aurorayogacenter@gmail.com. Also, there is a fireside chat with Dr. Eve L. Ewing with moderator Natalie Moore of WBEZ. It's Monday, March 1st, and it's from 6 to 7 p.m. Join as we celebrate the spirit of World Social Justice Day with Dr. Eve L. Ewing as she shares perspectives on her work and the world of 2021. Ewing is a sociologist of education whose research is focused on racism, social inequality, and urban policy. Also, the impact of these forces on American public schools and the lives of young people. Shouts out, and we will definitely post that. And last but not least, the Aurora Public Library has a contribute to stories in the APLD archive about the COVID-19 pandemic in Aurora. So basically, you take the COVID-19 pandemic survey and contribute your story to the Aurora COVID archive, and this will be historical about, what people were going through during COVID. So I'll make sure that this gets posted as well. And shouts out to the Aurora Public Library. All right, and that is the news. What? Okie dokie. What is that? All right, awesome. All right, so good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora, and good morning, Hollis and Clearbrook.
Good morning. Good morning, Aurora.
Yep. So thank you for joining us on the show. We are joined by Hollis Gorrie, AVP of Clearbrook. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. To start off with, what is AVP? What is an AVP?
It is. I'm Assistant Vice President of Programs at Clearbrook.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. All right, now let's jump into our stuff here. So let the listeners know who you are and where you're from. Where are you from?
Well, good morning, Aurora. I'm Hollis Gorrie, and I grew up in Barrington, Illinois, and have worked at Clearbrook in Arlington Heights. This is actually my 20th year.
Oh, very good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, a person who loves what they do. For the listeners, that's dedication right there.
Absolutely.
What's Barrington like?
Well, when I first moved there, Barrington was very rural for sure. But Barrington I think it's a great community. It was great to experience middle school and high school there. And my parents, really one of their dreams was to own a little piece of land and have a pond, and Barrington allowed them to do that. So
nice. Awesome. Very cool. All right. Growing up, what impact did your dad have in your life?
My dad, well, he was incredibly important My dad is the go-to, right? If there's a problem, and you need a solution, he's got it for you.
Right.
And he's also the comic relief. He was a creative writer for advertising for many, many years, and always had a quick comment or joke to make. So you could always go for him for a laugh, for sure.
Yeah, dads are known for that. It's a thing now, dad jokes. But
Dad
I mean,
jokes,
you know, they've been doing that since the beginning of time, making things awkward. All right. So tell us, what is your educational background?
I received my bachelor's degree in psychology from Illinois State University,
Okay.
and then went on to get my master's of counseling psychology, excuse me, it was formerly called the Illinois School of Professional Psychology, and then did a clinical rotation at Kenneth Young Center, which is in Elk Grove, and then here I am.
All right. And where's Clearbrook located?
We're based out of Arlington Heights,
Okay.
Illinois. Mm-hmm.
All right. Arlington Heights. Some of the listeners are familiar. I have a friend. She's from Arlington Heights. So
yeah,
Arlington Heights gets a shout out this morning. That's very cool. All right. So for those who may be unfamiliar, what is Clearbrook and what does the organization do?
Well, Clearbrook really is kind of a family to, I would say, Curtis, at least over 8,000 children and adults that are impacted by intellectual and developmental disabilities. Okay. We support them and their families by providing support kind of across the lifespan, right? So we're really looking, we can start as early as age 3, and birth and early in our CFC and early intervention to living out the rest of their lives in our seniors program. So it can really support a person across all environments. We provide certainly personalized services to children, and community day services for our adults, employment, 24-hour residential, and clinical services to all persons served. And we're in about 60 locations in 160 communities throughout the Chicagoland area.
60 locations in 160 communities. Wow.
Yeah.
Makes me think, like, why haven't I heard of Clearbrook before, right? Like,
yeah. Well, that's why I'm here, right?
Exactly. After reading up, after meeting or speaking to Julianne and a couple, and doing my research on what Clearbrook is and what you guys do, I think it's great. I really like the environment that you guys provide. I think that's awesome. So next question, how long have you, so you've been with 20 years, you answered that coming in. Yeah, 20 years. Tell me about day one, right? Like take me to that.
Sure. Well, when I was going to ISU, Illinois State, I did an internship at a small little agency similar to Clearbrook in central Illinois, Clinton, Illinois, and really fell in love with the working with persons with IDD, but also, the state involvement, some of the bureaucracy, those things really intrigued me too. So like most college students, I went home to live with mom and dad for a year or so after graduating, and found actually it's a book called an IARF book, but it's all the listings of not-for-profits in the area, and found this agency called Clearbrook and interviewed there. I started actually my career at Clearbrook working in what we call employment services. So I worked out of the community to help individuals with IDD find employment. One of the, I think, most engaging and energizing jobs I ever had, but probably one of the most difficult and eye-opening. And then moved on to this little program called In-Home. Maybe about 50 families we served in that program, and over the last, I would say, at least 15 years, have worked to grow this program rather into spanning about 1,200 families over 16 counties in the state of Illinois, and we're the largest provider of home-based. And I believe we serve 39 individual families in the Aurora area. So we're providing service to those families and their family member within the home, whether that's respite support and staff, or it's clinical services, or it's linkage to other resources in the community. So we are certainly in the Aurora community.
What organizations do you partner with in Aurora? Any ones that we may know?
And most of it is like county based. So
Okay.
Fox Valley Special Rec, I know
Okay.
we've partnered with, and certainly local areas and businesses, have been supportive to our families as well. So,
You used a couple of acronyms, and I just want to make sure that
oh
I
yeah,
can catch up
sure.
and follow along a little bit. What is what's IDD stand for?
Intellectual developmental disability.
Okay. All right. And you know, as a professional in this in your field, I got to ask, you seem like a person who is doing what they love doing. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Yeah. I find a great amount of joy and meaning in my job. And so it's one of those things where I think as you look back, you're in it. And then all of a sudden when you're having some perspective and you look back and you really realize how important that is,
Right.
to be able to make a difference. It's a value I hold for sure.
And the reason, here's why I asked that question, because I worked corporate for a long time, so I have like a
Mhm.
corporate background, and I was used to, like, so before the pandemic, like I'm used to people, just some of them showing up to a place that they really don't give a damn about. It's just like a good paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So now in this guise as a host and meeting people, I only and primarily talk to people who love what they do. You know, they're
Uh-huh.
XYZ. It's really refreshing. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is to
And
have some.
I think for me, I never realized how important it is. Money is important, certainly, and
Mhm.
all of those things. But I think when it comes down to it, I'm certainly happier. I'm less stressed, and being able to kind of live the life in the way I want. So I'm grateful for that.
Right. Okay. So here's a question now, and I want this to enlighten. What does the general public not understand about developmental or intellectual disabilities?
Well, I would say to what I've seen is that I think the general public doesn't understand how able people with disabilities are.
Right.
And I think that, you know, we need to look at all people are capable of change, and all people, can learn how to do something. So I would hope that if people took something away today, that they would know that people that are disabled are really able.
Right. Exactly. It's not a hindrance to
Exactly.
folks. It's not.
Exactly.
All right. And how can we as citizens help positively impact the lives of those experiencing IDD? I'm good with it now.
You got it. You're natural. I would say the biggest way that you can impact is certainly to get involved, right? Volunteer, absolutely, make a donation. I think there are a number of different ways that people can make that impact.
What's volunteerism look like within Clearbrook for anyone interested?
Well, there's a number of different ways to volunteer. We have, well, pre-pandemic, we had a lot of events that we did. You certainly could volunteer for. We have volunteer opportunities that you can come to the office and you can help individuals. We've had companies come in and help paint our residential homes, right? Or in the spring, there's a lot of yard work. We have 50 homes spread out of the community, right? So the lawns need to be cut or the driveways need to be shoveled, so we get a lot of volunteers that help with some of that.
Awesome.
We do a lot of mailings and things too, and have a lot of volunteers that can help with some of those things too. If you're not looking for more of a hard labor type of volunteer job.
Right. Now let's talk COVID. How has COVID-19
Okay.
in the pandemic era affected Clearbrook?
Well, like it impacted the world. It did not stray away from Clearbrook either. We responded in a number of different ways to COVID-19, Curtis. And one of the things is that we had to temporarily stop our day services when this began, but we still had 400 plus individuals in our residential care, right? So we still had this obligation to those we served as well as their families, and we still needed to provide them with that care. So really, due to that current situation, we had to work twice as hard, right, to achieve the same goal. In addition to that, we've spent nearly $2 million as a result of the pandemic on a variety of things, whether it's, PPE and masking, to trying to problem solve and come up with policies. All of this was very new. So it took a lot out of staff for sure.
What's the impact that's state legislation or government, government policy has on Clearbrook, on folks with IDD?
Do you mean like in relation to COVID or just in general?
In general.
It's a big impact. The greater portion of the dollars that we receive at Clearbrook are state and federal dollars, taxpayer dollars. So it's very important that not only is Clearbrook a good steward of the community, but also is at the front line with our state and local legislators to make sure that we're letting them know the impact that those dollars have.
Right. All right. So now let's talk the 27th. Virtual wine and craft beer. What's up with that?
And craft beer. Yeah. So our Friends Committee is going to have a virtual wine and beer included event. No driving required. You can do this from your own living room, which is great, right?
Right.
But they're really bringing the tasting to your living room. So it's Martin Ray Winery and Church Street Brewery, excuse me. They're going to be offering wine and beer packages, and they'll share a little bit about their products. The evening also is going to give an overview of who's going to be benefiting from this fundraiser at Clearbrook, along with the chance to win a Peloton bike, which I know is like the hot ticket item certainly since COVID started. And some other cool items will be available during the auction.
Peloton bike?
Yeah, Peloton bike. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, right? I have a couple of raffle tickets purchased for sure.
All right. Peloton bikes, you guys. Telling you, the 27th, it is on. So it looks like a lot of fun. We've been sharing that, so we hope that you guys get a good turnout for that. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
What's a story, moment, or event that you've taken part in or experienced at your time at Clearbrook that you will never forget?
Oh my, well, there are many. A recent one though, I'll talk about. So we recently started this this program called Respite, which is similar to kind of the home-based services that we do. We provide a small amount of respite time for families that have children or adult children with disabilities. And this program, I have never experienced in my life so much joy and gratefulness from the families in this program. It may only be 5 hours a month of support that they get, Curtis, but they are so happy about it. Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things that you just do and it just feels really good. So if there's ever a stressful day, I try to certainly remember that program and the joy that it brings.
The Respite program.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right. And that's on the clearbrook.org, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
All of the event information and everything is at www.clearbrook.org.
Okay. And that's how the public can learn more about what you guys do and anything like that.
Yes, sir.
And you guys are all on social media as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. If there's any others, I think those are the 4 that we're on. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Now, question that we always ask, what does America mean to you?
What does America mean to me? I think America means choice. I think America means opportunity. And I think America means support. I think we help each other out in America.
Support. I love answer. I like it's become a thing to ask people that question and see what they say.
It's a good one. I've never thought about it. What does it mean to me? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, because, I can ask you like, how do you like it? Everybody loves it, but right. What does it mean? Everybody's interpretation of what it means to them has certainly been different. What would the Hollis of today tell the Hollis getting her start in the field and the Hollis of college?
I would tell myself to slow down and take a breath. I have learned that getting things done quickly doesn't mean you're going to get them done in the best way. So, and that took a while, honestly, Curtis, for me to understand. And I think as this small program that I was a part of grew, I think I learned that over time that when you're responding to 10 people versus responding to 1,200 people, you have to think about those things in a very different context. So I would tell her to just slow down.
That's awesome. The show ends on a positive note. What is your message to the people of I'll say Aurora. Yeah. What's your message today?
I'll come back to meaningfulness. I've been lucky enough to have a meaningful job for the last 20 years. And so my message to your listeners was that they can find meaning in the work that they do, whatever that work may be.
Find meaning in the work that you do, whatever that work may be. That is awesome. That is awesome. And Clearbrook, there's a calendar of events I think that I saw. We're going to make sure that gets posted for you guys. So COVID's going on, and you mentioned that the volunteer activities are down. Is there any date that they may start opening up?
I think what they really could do is if they wanted to check at the clearbrook.org website, and if you go / and it's get-involved, they up on the website, they should have what we have available to people right now.
Okay. All right. Hollis Gorrie, AVP of Programs of Clearbrook. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I like what you guys do as an organization. You guys are really powerful people, and that's the kind of impact that we need to have in the world. Make sure that all of our folks are taken care of. So congratulations on all you do. And to the listeners out there, please check out Clearbrook, www.clearbrook.org, and tune in to and take part in the 27th virtual Craft Beer Wine Fundraiser.
Thank you.
Sure, it'll be a good time. Do. Yep. And all you guys have a blessed day out there. And we thank Hollis for her time. And Hollis, I'll follow up with you after this.
All right. Thanks, Curtis. Take care.